manager, Enzo Maresca, has just been sacked by Chelsea. And to be honest, I'm completely shocked, but I didn't see it coming. I know things of late haven't been how we would have liked. You can clearly see or hear or listen to the manager's press conference to know that there's been tension. I've had so many phone calls this morning after the news. Everyone expects me to know what's happening. I haven't got a clue what's happening. I'm not involved in the first team. I'm in the academy side. I don't know, but just my opinion from afar, there's clearly tension from the manager and the owners, hence why they've come to this agreement or decision. But it's a big shock. Rewind 3-4 weeks ago, we were playing so well against Barcelona. The performance against Arsenal, how good it was. Fast forward 4 weeks, the recent form and recent performances clearly haven't been good enough. I think, like the squad as well, the manager is inexperienced in himself. So I think coming into it, always would have needed time to kind of get the job over the line. The boys are still really inexperienced as well. The manager's managing in the top flight for the first time as well. And listen, he's come out openly throughout the season, talking about substitutions and how he's still learning and adapting. He's got things wrong at times. But I will say that there's always two sides to every story, and there must be stuff going on behind the scenes that I certainly don't know, but I just hear rumblings like everyone else does as well, and the rumours on the internet, on social media and stuff like that. So disappointed with the news. The manager's been sacked. Let me know your thoughts, who you want in as the next manager. Still loads to play for this season. Champions League, Carling Cup, all of that. So whoever comes in, it's happened in the past and we've managed to adapt and deal with it. And as players, you have to get on with it. And unfortunately, this is part of the process. So the players have to now step up, deal with it. But let me know your thoughts.
Well, the latest information we have is that Enzo Maresca decided to step down as Chelsea head coach because he felt his position was untenable. Now, you don't usually see a Premier League manager walk away from a job, but I'm not sure it's as clear-cut as that, because Chelsea were also considering making a change for a variety of reasons. Recent results haven't been good. Enzo Maresca has made a series of controversial remarks in interviews with the media. Also, two reasons that I want to focus on this evening. The first one is that during his time at Chelsea, Enzo Maresca had several disagreements with the club's medical department about the fitness and availability of players. I think Enzo Maresca feels that when it comes to footballing matters, he's the head coach, he's the manager, he is the one who has the final say. But of course, Chelsea have a medical department, they've got a performance department as well. They have some players who've had serious injury problems, and they have to go by the recommendations of the medical and performance department. So I think from Chelsea's perspective, the only disagreements have been about the recommendations made by those departments, medical and performance. This, from their perspective, is not a case of other people at the club, apart from Enzo Maresca, interfering in who starts games or who's subbed off at what minute. The other interesting thing I want to focus on this evening is reports, you may remember, over the past couple of weeks, linking Enzo Maresca with other clubs. Now, Chelsea were informed in recent weeks by Maresca and his representatives that they had been approached by two Champions League clubs. Now, I think the message from Maresca and his representatives was, we want to stay at Chelsea. Now could be a good time for us to start talks about a possible contract renewal, a new contract. What you have to remember, though, is Enzo Maresca signed a long-term contract in the summer of 2024. He's contracted to Chelsea until 2029, and Chelsea have an option of a further year. So I think Chelsea's thinking is, we don't need to give our head coach a new contract because we've already tied him down to a long-term deal, and we're not going to give him a new contract just to stop him talking to other clubs. So I think there are different sides to this story about what has gone on behind the scenes, but we've been reporting for a long time that there have been issues behind the scenes at Chelsea, and Enzo Maresca has not been happy, and key figures at Chelsea have have also not been happy with Enzo Maresca. And that's why today, just after midday, we got this statement that Chelsea had parted company with Maresca.
Who will they have as a replacement, and how quickly are they going to be able to get somebody in?
Well, they're going to move very quickly. We're talking about days, not weeks. They'll be making a permanent appointment. There'll be a permanent new head coach, and that new head coach will fit into exactly the same structure that Enzo Maresca worked under. I believe the leading candidate this evening is Liam Rosenior. Of course, he's the head coach at Strasbourg. Strasbourg are part of the same multi-club ownership group as Chelsea. The only issue is that Strasbourg are playing Nice on Saturday. The French season restarts after a short winter break. I think getting Liam Rosenior would depend on Strasbourg finding a replacement as quickly as possible. Other names have been mentioned. I think at the moment it's unlikely that Chelsea will be turning to Oliver Glasner or Cesc Fabregas or Andoni Iraola or Roberto Di Zerbi. Rosenior is the leading candidate. And also interesting, the fact that Nottingham Forest, I think, were interested in perhaps talking to him, but he stayed at Strasbourg. He also had the option to speak to Bayer Leverkusen twice before and after they appointed Erik ten Hag. So he is somebody who stayed loyal to the Chelsea-Strasbourg multi-club ownership group. And I think this evening he's the leading candidate to take over, even though he's got no Premier League experience at management level, but then neither did Enzo Maresca.
True. Right, Carve, thank you very much.